people aren't going to have the collections that they used to have. So, I mean, I've got most everything now. So, that's the other thing is playing against players now. Like he's probably playing with it looks like he might be playing with a starter deck. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. We'll go ahead and keep this. Yep. So we get to turn 1 Brave. If we draw a turn 2 Angel, it kind of puts us out. But that's one of the clunky things about this deck and why we only run 2 Angels. So the chances of drawing that turn 2 Angel are very low. But they're still there. But yeah, we definitely want to ramp as fast as possible to get this Walker in play. It's great. I mean, you get a Walker in the Dwarf, one of the Dwarf decks. So, I mean, you really can't get too mad about that. Oh, turn 2, we'll play Soul. No, we won't play Soul Marble. So, I guess this is another clunky thing about this deck. In this situation, I want to play the Diamond Shard, but I should probably be playing the Root Dancer as soon as possible. Actually, I could play Soul Marble here, so that's what we'll do. So, we'll go turn 2 Soul Marble by playing this Diamond Shard. Accept and exhaust for the Soul Marble. So that means that next turn we can now play Root Dancer and then play our Shard and buff Howling Brave for 2. Seems pretty good. We don't have a whole lot of charges right now, so there's that. We only have 1 charge. We should have 2, but we played Shards of Fate to get to where we're at now. Yep. I guess I should change my deck sleeves to be cool like everyone else. Seeing a lot of activity out of St. Heaven right now. Alright, so we'll go ahead and do this. Resolve. What does that card do? Soul Marble? Level it and gives me more soul. Are those creatures? Soul is a buff. I think it's on the card. You can click on them. It's kind of eating my clock up. Took a lot of time damage by answering all those questions. So make sure in his end step that we level up Soul Marble with our extra resources. Gotta remember to do that. That's, you know, easy play mistake there to make. Not that there's very much I can do with 1 resource, but you know, if I had 2, then I could bluff Repel, but I'm not really bluffing anything right now. Not that he has anything to attack with. So we'll go ahead and level this thing up. And again, there's a bug with this, like once it's fully leveled up and you're in the middle of picking, your opponent's timer runs, not yours. So if you get caught doing that on purpose, then you're kind of in hot water. Oh, this is unfortunate. So we have to play this Diamond Shard to buff our guy, and then we'll play Colossal Walker in the second main phase. So we're going to buff this guy. Actually, I can go ahead and attack and play this in the second main phase, so we'll go ahead and do that. We're going to attack with the house, and then we can play Walker in our second main phase. Because I can go ahead and untap, ready everything, and then use this guy for a resource. So we went ready everything. Get our 5th resource to play Walker, which he could counter here. So we'll see if he wants to counter this. Nope, he doesn't have it, unless he just skipped it accidentally. Now we won't be able to re-ready this troop, but we have him dead on board right now, so it's not too much I can see him doing. We don't have enough to give everything +2/+2. Oh, there's an extinction. Alright. So that's pretty good. We can recover with Living Totem. Gives us some recovery here. So he's got some good cards. That's definitely good. So go ahead and run out the Wild Shard. Play a Living Totem, and then in his end step I'll do something. I'll decide if I want to start leveling Soul Marble or what. Yeah, I'll probably start leveling Soul Marble. Draws his card. He's kind of in the driver's seat now. Okay, that's fine. So I can level my totem in response. Yeah, I think I'm gonna level in response. So he's tempoing me. I'm not sure. You know, I mean, I can just replay my guy, so it's not really a big deal. He might have a ton of tempo in his hand. But the totem is one of those things he kind of has to murder. I'm guessing if he didn't murder it, he doesn't have it. So I'll go and play this Diamond Shard, replay a totem for 3. Plenty of resources to spend on things. Also have King Gabe in the deck somewhere. So I'm going to just pass the turn. Not too much else to do here. We can... yeah, I'm not seeing myself dump resources in the Soul Marble just yet. I mean, I guess I could. Let's see, if I do 3 now, then yeah, I can full level it. So yeah, in his end step, we'll put it at 3, and then I'll full level it next turn. Alright, he's going to resolve Buccaneer again. I'm just going to level up Soul Marble. Something tells me he doesn't have Chaos Key in his deck to deal with Soul Armaments once it's full leveled. This should show 4. Okay, yeah, it shows 4. Yep, sure, you got my guy again. And Zombie Plague. Sure. So plenty of troops for that thing to hit in my deck. It'd be really funny if I draw an angel here. Because then I can just full level Soul Marble. I get a free angel. I've only got 1 left in the deck. So yeah, I think we're just gonna full level this thing. It's getting annoying having all my stuff targeted. He can't really respond to it right now. Now he might have whatever you call it in the deck. Resolve. he might have a Chaos Key in the deck, which would respond to it, which is the reason why I run one in my blood staff control deck. And that's fine. I'll take 4 next turn, and then he might get a zombie or something, but he won't be able to deal with Totem anymore. Unless he counters it. So, he could counter Totem, which would put us in a bad spot. He hits Lit Victoria, but she's not dead, so he doesn't get a zombie. Yeah, there's a lot of troops in my deck, so eventually he'll start making some zombies. It's gonna be a while though. Yep, swings for 4, sure, I'll take 4, not a problem. Six resources. He probably has counter magic, but I kind of have to play into it anyways. Doesn't really matter what I pick here. I have the resources to play everything in the deck, so I guess we will lead with Howling Brave. Either one of these will block his stuff, so let's see if he counters that. Nope. Okay, fine. And I'll play the Totem. He should counter this if he's got one. No, he doesn't have it. Sure. Okay. So now I have blockers for him, and he can't. He has to Extinction again if he has it. Which means he's going to sweep out his own troops, and then Zombie Plague eventually might make him something. So he gets Solitary Exile, which doesn't do anything for him. Which would just deal with that Zombie Plague pretty well. So no zombies for him yet. And I have a pretty good swing right now. I can throw Totem in the air and then give it life draining. Start coming out ahead. There's another Buccaneer, has no targets. So it's a good thing that I just kind of leveled up Soul Armaments. I kind of figured he was playing a ton of Buccaneers. Yeah, it's not really enough. It's a really big Totem. Yeah, I'd say so. We're gonna go ahead and give this guy flight. Yeah, maybe I should be running like 2 of those. I'm not sure. We'll go to our attack steps. We'll swing in. We'll give him life drain damage. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not like he doesn't have anything that can deal with it. Defense priority, we'll go ahead and give it life drain now. So it's like a Baneslayer Totem at this point. Really nothing to do in our second main phase. We don't have enough resources to play this Aspirant, and so we'll just kind of sit on this board state. Plenty of blockers for his guys. He's got limited time to draw that Extinction. He needs Extinction here pretty badly. Gets a Puck the Dreamer, but it won't kill him. I have 3 more Howling Braves he can hit on and get something. I guess he's going to get my Aspirant. Well, that's unfortunate. So he hits my Aspirant with the Corpse Lie. That's unfortunate. That was another threat I could have thrown out there. But it shouldn't matter that much. Living Totem is just kind of getting out of control at this point. And he obviously doesn't have the sweep, so it just kind of bought him a turn by playing that Corpse Lie. So let's go ahead and Oakhenge here. You want to make sure you're gaining as much life as you possibly can. There's Jadiim, there's Droo. So it's like which one is more dominant? Probably Jadiim. So we can attack with Jadiim multiple times. So we need to save 5. We can pay 3. So we'll go to our attack step. and I can swing in, and I could buff Totem. I don't think I really, I mean, I probably will. We'll see. Defense priority. We'll go ahead and buff our Totem here. Giving him +1/+1, so we gain some more life. That's the reason why we're doing this, and we can still play Jadiim. I don't think he's running counter magic at all in this deck at this point. I don't know, or he just didn't draw it. Something. So this is a definite must counter threat right there. Now the Colossal Walker is good too, because it will, it has Crush, so I mean even if he blocks it, it's like damage is going through. And he hit one of my walkers, so it makes it a little bit smaller. So I think that I might actually need to bump up the Soul Marble. I keep underestimating that. Yeah. I think this guy is pretty new to the game. So. I'm not dropping any more packets, so I think my upload is not interfering too much. Right, of course. Yeah. Okay, there you go. Keep taking all this time damage by having to type to him. My timer's way behind his. Elder Streamer was kind of late for that guy. He has no blockers, so it's basically good games. So yeah, probably bumping up the Angels and then figuring out, find some spots for a Soul. Constant removal, yeah. Yeah, you need Chaos Key. Yeah, I mean, as a 1-of, you really need Chaos Key, and then you can tutor it out with Peak. Yeah, it's kind of a big deal. I think even if I didn't have Soul Armaments, though, he might have had a problem. I mean, he's only got so many Buccaneers, and eventually, like, I have presence, board presence, so even without it, it was kind of like one of those things where we're going for the long game, and he's bouncing my guys, not killing them. So I don't think Buccaneer is the right fit for that deck. I think it's not a good choice. So maybe we'll go up on the Angel. I don't know, with 24 shards, we may not actually need Puck in here. Four Soul Marble seems like a really bad choice to make. Princess Victoria does okay for us. So here's something I'm noticing. Root Dancer probably doesn't go in this deck because we're not drawing a lot of cards, we're not drawing resources, so Soul Marble might be better, although it is. So I think we can dump the Root Dancers because Soul Marble is going to buff all our guys too, so it kind of does the same job. And then we can get rid of like one of these walkers. Yeah, the 2 Soul Marble is probably better. And again, like, a Colossal Walker by itself might be pretty bad, so... So we'll try again, we'll see if it's any good. Okay, I'll accept that in a minute. I'll accept that when I get back, I'll remember to accept that. Yeah, that Soul Marble was pretty dominant in that match, but I mean, with sideboards, things change a lot too. Oh yeah, this guy, he always plays a lot of this. Ugh. Oh, this is not the best. We play Puck on our turn 2, and it gives us 3 resources. We can't play Angel. Yeah, I'm gonna draw this again. You should. This is much better. Keep. Starts out with his wonderful Chronic Madness. Gets rid of a Colossal Walker. No! This guy, he also mulled to 6 like I did, so we're in about the same boat. Mulling against an opponent like this, I don't feel too bad again. As long as I'm at like 6 or 5. If I go past 5, then I'm in bad shape. Oh, that sucks. First turn, draw an Angel of Dawn. Oh well. Eventually I should be able to play it, I think. My brother might want to draft, so I might actually end up drafting here. Turn 2 Mariner, swing for 1. No, actually I have to play Shards of Fate, so it'll be turn 2 Mariner, and that's it. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. All your accounts share the same inventory. I have not noticed that because I haven't been able to log into the other account. Should get into like the chat channels. You can only have so much mill in a deck, I mean. 3 is a pretty good clock. I mean, he probably has sweep in there maybe somewhere. I don't know. Let me get into my chats here. Although this might be too much for my internet connection with when I'm trying to upload to YouTube. No!
Connected.
No! That was like the biggest mistake ever. Oh well. I told him, but he doesn't listen. It's fine. Don't open your packs, people. Just draft with them. He's playing Phoenix Guard Trainer. That seems kind of counterproductive in a deck like this. I guess it trades with my Mariner. He's already killed 2 of my Colossal Walkers, which kind of sucks for me. So we really kind of want to, yeah, now I'm dropping frames and he's not in here, so I'm just going to get out.
Disconnected.
Yeah, we'll just do that, because otherwise I'm just going to drop frames all over the place. So I'll go ahead and swing in, make him block, but I don't think he will. If he swings, I don't block because he's not trying to kill me that way. He's trying to mill me out. I don't think he's gonna block. Because he's playing this troop to buff other troops, and so I mean, it's not to his advantage to block with it. Next turn I get to play Angel of Dawn. He's not playing any blood shards so far, so I don't see a reason not to extend into Angel of Dawn right now. Not too much of a reason not to play this. Mesmerize is my guy, sure. That's fine. I can actually untap him with my charge power, so he can still be active for a turn. As soon as it's Phoenix Guard Trainer, I don't care about it. I just take it and then swing back for 3. So this is kind of doesn't seem like the most competitive deck to play this deck against. I think that in the next tournament we're going to probably see a ton of does this guy have vigilance? Yeah, it has steadfast already. I think we're going to see a ton of people playing with the mono ruby and mono sapphire again, because those are the cheapest decks to build that are competitive. Yeah, I'm dropping packets again here. My upload's at 10%. He doesn't have anything to counter my angel here. He doesn't have counter magic up, so free and clear to cast this angel. Keep building up a board presence. In 2 turns, I guess he could yesterday me if he's running that. Can swing for up to 8, but I'll probably swing for 6 for a little while. Plays a Chaos Key. It's going to be a while before he can use it. He costs 5, so going to be quite a little while before he'll be able to exile my Angel of Dawn or something like that. He's also stifled on resources, so that's important to realize. Yep, there we go. Free Angel. Why not? And it has triple steadfast. It came with steadfast, and then I got 2 Kraken Guard Mirror activations. Well, there you go. Angel hits the board, it becomes an unfun proposition. So winner gives gold. Social. It's cool though. Yeah, he'll just buy more packs, I guess. Yeah. Well. Yeah, what I would say is, like, hold off on opening your packs and only open them if we can't trade and you need to get a deck together for the pro tournament type of thing. But we should have trading pretty soon. I mean, they got the tournament servers up, so hopefully trading is going to be the next major thing. Or I think they said that there's going to be auction house and then trading. I can't remember. Hopefully we'll get trading pretty soon. Otherwise, I'm going to be running my contest for quite some time, just so everyone's aware. I don't know if any of you guys are even in the channel, but looks like I've got 2 people in here, but no one's really talking. The contest I laid down last night. You always hate to see this. This is probably all spells. Is probably my most hated hand to see. I'd rather flood than get all spells. Obviously we're drawing again. Okay, much better. What was I going to say? So the contest is I submitted a deck, and it's going to go on the video. and you have to basically fix it and then send it back to me, and I'm going to pick the one that I like the best, and that person's going to get 5 packs of cards. So that is the contest that I'm doing right now, and it ends either as soon as we start trading, or we have trading in game. It'll end on the next deck building of the Squire. That's when it'll end. Free tourneys for a year as well. Yeah, I mean, sure, that's one tournament. You might want to play more than one in a week. I know I probably will. So we're going to open up. So again, clunky thing about this deck is playing turn 1 Howling Brave and then having to play turn 2 Diamond Shard. It's probably one of the clunkiest things about this deck. We don't really need to play the turn 1 Howling Brave though, just to point that out. But we don't really have a whole lot of other turn 1 cards in the deck. There's not really a lot of great turn 1 diamond cards that we could have played. Okay, construction plans. This guy might be playing the dwarf precon, which is what I expect to start seeing, is people playing precons against me. Not that you can't win with that, but swing with this charge bot. I won't block it. No. Okay. Did he just play it? No, he played it last turn. He should have swung with his charge bot there. There's no way I'm going to block a charge bot with a Howling Brave. No way I would do that. Alright, so we want our Diamond Shard here. So we can play our Kraken Guard Mariner, and then, yeah, so that way we can get the Inspire triggers off of it. And we'll play our Oakhenge and pass the turn. Oakhenge is doing pretty well for us in this deck, actually. Deck bins for us, does a lot of good things for us. I guess another good thing about us not running Munaro Sensei is if we happen to draw into an angel, it becomes our second draw, and then it goes into our hand, which seems pretty clunky. Yeah, we don't want these angels. We want those. We want to draw those naturally, and so we want this Living Totem is what we want. Yeah, we want the Living Totem. We have enough resources, we can play pretty much everything in the deck with Howling Brave, so, I mean, we top out at 6 with 1 card. Most of our top out is at 5. So, we're doing pretty well. Yep, just gonna make some Warhulk edge. Eventually he'll get his Warhulk up. We do have a couple of answers for Warhulk, one of them being Living Totem once we get it full leveled. Or once we get it leveled up past where Warhulk can deal with it, or regain life with it. Plays a Tech Genius, a draw card. So he has enough that he can finish off his Warhulk now. Because he just put 2 counters on it, he only needs 5. Tech Genius makes all of his stuff cost less. So right now the only threat to us is the Warhulk. Okay, so so I'm gonna go and play the Shard here. So I have a possibility of 5 resources, which really doesn't do very much for me. So I'm just gonna play 2 totems here, I think. Just run out 2 totems. Pass the turn. Back. I don't hardly have a combat step right now, because if I attack in, it's like he can block and then still activate his Warhulk. So okay. What was my brother saying? Yeah, it's a lot of Living Totem for him to deal with. I think he's playing with a precon. So I'm going to take 5 here, but it's fine because I can give my Living Totem, like I can give one of my Living Totems like Flying and Life Drain and Swing Back. It's down to 3 cards in hand. It's got a little bit of card advantage in that way, but I mean, my board presence is about the same, so taking 5 here is not too bad. Volt Cannon. Oh, well, that'll work. So we definitely need to gain some life here. So I'll probably throw a Living Totem in the air. Probably I could have played a Shards of Fate, but yeah. I'll just take 5. It's not a problem, really. Volt Cannon can only deal 3 damage a turn, so he's got 8 damage a turn right now, which is a lot. I'd like to draw some removal for his Warhulk or his Volt Cannon. Would be nice. Howling Brave. Let's go ahead and play another Diamond Shard here. Can you play Constance in the second main phase? Yes. Our basic speed. My brother's pretty new to card games in general. So I can put this guy in the air. I need to just start gaining life is what needs to happen. It's actually to my advantage to kind of like kill some of his guys too. Unfortunately, I can't pump my guys big enough to survive all 3 of these blockers. I can kill 2 of his robots though. So we're actually going to attack him with a Living Totem here. See if he blocks. If he blocks with like... He has to block with like all of his guys. If he doesn't, then... Alright, so apparently he's not blocking. So that's fine. I'm going to go ahead and give my guy Life Drain here. He should have blocked, I think, but... I mean, he's got Volt Cannon, that helps. Second main phase. Can go ahead and play another Howling Brave. Get some more resources on the table. That gives me 6 resources, so I can double buff Totem next turn. So I'm going to take another 5, 6, 7, 8 here. Ish. Yeah, I'm taking damage at the end of the turn from Volt Cannon. He can untap it, but he won't be able to read. He won't be able to. He needs 4 to do it twice. So go to 9 here, but I'll be gaining life, so I think it'll be fine. He should have really taken the killing one of my totems, I think, there, but I just wanted him to have less things to activate with Volt Cannon with. Now I can activate it twice. So now he's got 6 damage. He plays another Volt Cannon. Wow. So swings in with Warhulk. I'll take 5. Put my guy in the air. Okay, apparently he's not swinging with Warhulk. So there's Exile, so that puts me in a decent spot. So I could exile a cannon, but I think I really want to exile his Warhulk here. So we'll just do it that way. So he should activate Volt Cannon here in response. That's what he should do. Yep, sure. Take 3. Resolve. Go ahead and go to attack step. Swing with everything, I think. Yeah, I might as well. Need to gain life here to get out of range. The Mariner doesn't do a whole lot for me, so he's a much better attacker. So he can give 6 more damage to me right now. So defense priority. So he's just gonna take it, I guess. So we'll go ahead and activate these guys. And get some more damage output with this guy, which will heal me. He kind of needs stuff to power his stuff. So if he blocks, it's I mean, it's not the greatest for him. Yeah, he's gonna Volcannon in response. So I'm going up to 14 and then back down to by 6 here, and then let's see, 14 puts me at 8, so he can do not enough damage to kill me in time. I have 5, and I gain 3 back, putting me at 8, which puts me out of range. Might as well untap everything here. And then cast another Living Totem. So the life gain is what's saving us here. It's kind of a big deal, so should be able to, hopefully life gain should give us enough to extend into the end of this game. Another Volcannon. Oh, well, that's good games. Local. So, not too much I can do about that, because now you can activate each one of these for one robot and just win. So, kind of had to top deck that though. So I could have dumped a Volcannon, but I mean, he still would have had 5 damage. I think it would have been better to have enough damage to push through there. So, pretty lucky draw for him, unless he had it the whole time or something. That seemed kind of silly. Is it the guy I was playing against with the dwarfs? Oh no, maybe this is someone else, I forget. Top decking angels in that last match would have been pretty good too. Okay, he's playing some sort of life gain. He's probably playing life gain with the Droo Walker life gain deck. You can give it life gain. This isn't great, but I think this is fine. We should be fine with this. So the previous game was never working. Keep hands. So this isn't great, but I think we'll be okay with this. So turn 1 Howling Brave, turn 2 Howling Brave and Oakhenge. Seems like a pretty strong opening. Opens up with Princess Victoria. Yeah, this might be the better Droo Walker deck. It's the mono diamond Droo Walker with like all the life gain stuff. Unfortunately, I can't block Princess Victoria with a Howling Brave. So, at the beginning of the game, she's, you know, pretty decent drop, you know. It's almost like he does pay 1 for her. What they could have done is made her like -2 instead of -3, and you know, she'd be pretty much the same. There's very few other things you're going to do for 1 resource, 1 diamond resource in this game. I mean, I guess you could drop the guy that gives her +1 back end first, and then play her, but resources. Well, whose fault is that? I want to say this would be an interesting game, but probably not. Why even attack in if you have no resources? Might as well sit on defense, because now I get to attack. We're basically tied on damage now. So he shouldn't want to do any attacking. Go ahead and play the Diamond Shard, obviously, so that way we, in case we top deck an Angel, we get it for free. 3 resources, so we can play the Totem and Brave here, so we'll go ahead and do that. We don't really have an attack phase to make, I mean, compared to that. So, Totem can block off his Princess Victoria pretty well. So, we could also have played Oakhenge there, but, I mean, I might as well just start building a board presence, and, you know, this actually, I can play Angel now next turn, so, seems pretty good. Seems like a pretty good curve out for this deck, especially against someone that can't sweep. So it'll be swing with Totem during combat, and then second main phase we'll play the Angel with the 2 Howling Braves we haven't played. Still have Oakhenge in hand for later. That top deck was pretty clutch in that last game. Alright, so we'll swing in with Totem. We could actually get a lot of resources here with the Howling Braves and the ability on our champion. Can't always count on that though, but I feel like this deck it's alright, it's pretty good. It's not horrible. Okay, he's gonna block my Totem now. And give it inspiration. Sure. Go ahead. So kills my Totem. Wouldn't have mattered if I leveled it. So we'll go ahead and exhaust these guys. Resolve. And resolve. And we can actually play all the cards in our hand with our champion power, so we'll go ahead and do that. There's that Angel. Wonderful Angel. And we'll go ahead and champion power to play the rest of the cards in our hand. Just dump out our hands here. Play that Howling Brave, and then we've got an Oakhenge here to play. Jadiim, that could pretty much seal up the game right there, so we'll just go ahead and draw Jadiim, and we'll get her out on next turn. Well played. Yeah, it's seems pretty good. I always say it seems pretty good because you never know, like your opponent can counter you in the next turn. Of course, he's kind of like stifled on resources, so this is really not this is like a non-game. Drops another resource, I have to be aware of repel, but other than that, man, it's pretty much like swing away right now. Yeah, if you're playing this deck and you're not playing Jadiim, something's probably wrong with you. So let's swing with the Angel. We don't have a ton of things to buff Jadiim, but just the fact that she's a 5/5 dragon that flies can be good enough. We do have a couple of 5. We have quite a few 5 drops and 1 6 drop in the deck. 2 4 drops, so. Yeah, this deck can be kind of mean, I guess. So if I draw like a 5-drop, I can swing for 10, 14, 15, 16, 17, and he can only block one. He has there's no chance of repel because he doesn't have the resources for it. Okay, well, I think so if I draw a 5-drop here, it's over. If I don't, then he has another turn. No, Soul Marble, okay. I cannot full level it yet, but I will be able to next turn. Play it now before combat so Jadiim gets buffed. Swing in for 11. And we don't have our charge power up, otherwise we could probably full level Soul Marble all in one turn. Doesn't really matter that much though. I don't think there's very much he's going to be able to do. If he swings in, we take it. I mean, it's not a big deal. I don't see him swinging in though. Oh, what there is just pretty incidental. We have 6 resources to dump into Soul Marble with the 3 Howling Braves and the 3 we've got here. Second main phase, end step. So we'll go ahead and just do this. Try to do this as fast as possible. And there we go there. Let's put all these on a stack here. Pass. 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 And Soul Marble. 3 more. There are plenty of things to dump all these extra resources into that we have in the deck, that's for sure. There we go, Droo's Walker. So, with that, it's 3, that's 8. So I can't play Droo's Walker and level up Soul Marble. Yeah. Sure. Yeah, we'll try it again. Because he really kind of... It's a non-game. Not really a game, so... I mean, if I wasn't being casual right now, we probably should just restarted this as soon as this happened. Of course, we did mold a 6 on this one. And I don't think he molded. So he should challenge us again. There we go. I have to put some money on my account, so I'll have tournament fees covered for a while. %. We'll play first. So again, not great. I think I can turn to Oakhenge safely and play the Diamond Shard on turn 1, so we're going to keep our hand. And because we're not really going to play anything in our turn 1, we'll go ahead and use our Shards of Fate first. We're 1 resource away from playing both of our 5 drops, so it's going to be a while before we get there, of course, but actually, you know, I'm looking at my hand and I need double Wild Threshold for some things, plus Jadiim's going to need it, so we're actually going to start out with a Diamond Shard here instead of the Shards of Fate. And then we'll play the Shards of Fate next turn for Wild to get to Oakhenge, so we really kind of need this Shards of Fate to be wild with what we're looking at in our hands, so it's a good thing I didn't play mistake that there. Plenty of time on this upload. It's going to take some time. Incantation of Savagery. Okay, so he's playing some sort of wild token deck with Savagery there. Savagery is another card that's probably underplayed. It seems pretty good, like it would be. I mean, the thing has Spell Shield. It's just it can get chumped off pretty easily because it's got that 3 back end, 3 toughness. So just waiting on Malice right now. Okay, there we go. So we're going to play our wild shard here unless we draw something to play. No. Okay. So we have enough to play Jadiim, which is good. And we're spending our turn basically with Oakhenge to pick up an Aspirant, is what it looks like. So we'll get to play Aspirant before we get to play any of our 5 drops, which could set us up pretty well. So right now I'm looking at probably playing Jadiim before Colossus for 2 reasons. One, Aspirant can draw me the card that can buff Walker to give him Vigilance, so he'll never tap to attack, the whatever it's called thing. And also I'm looking at you know, playing Droo's Walker with Jadiim in play will buff it 5, so that seems pretty good. So far, Incantation Savagery is really kind of a dead card. He hasn't played a single troop yet to start buffing it. That's another reason why I'm not a big fan of the incantations. I recognize their power, but they don't seem that great to me. So go ahead and play our Wild Shard here. Next turn we'll play a Diamond Shard, so we can play Aspirant. So we need to keep that in mind, because if we don't play if we play the wrong Shard, we won't be able to play Aspirant. So you need to keep that in mind. But otherwise, it's basically like Drago. We don't really have a play here. We're running pretty slow right now with this hand. This is where a mono Ruby deck would definitely take advantage of us and maybe have us dead to rights at this point in the game. Howling Brave. Sure. Finally gets a troop in play, but it might be a little bit too late. I almost have enough troops where Aspirant can full level all in one turn. It's a little bit clunky though. It's going to draw me cards, that's like the main thing. My opponent attacks in. If I don't see myself full leveling him, I can always like chump off to kill him and then start playing, because as soon as you activate him, you can't you can no longer play spells, so we've got to keep that in mind as well. Another interesting thing we can do is we can actually attack with this 3/4 and then untap him and activate him in our second main phase, so we actually can get 3 damage in and then play Jadiim and then exhaust him and start drawing cards in our end steps. There's Hydra. It's only when it gets dealt damage, so we really don't have an attack step now. So we'll probably just throw Jadiim out. And maybe have to count up our cards to see if we want to activate Aspirant or not. He doesn't have removal, so I'm not really too afraid of that. So we probably will go ahead and just throw Aspirant. Yeah, we'll go ahead and throw our Jadiim out here. So Aspirant will draw us a card at the end of the turn, which will put us up to 5, and then we'll draw 2 more cards next turn. He'll full level by the end of next turn, so it's perfectly fine for us to go ahead and draw those extra cards now. We've got Jadiim to block for us if we need her. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot going on with the board state right now. And again, this guy's in Wild, so I know he doesn't have a whole ton of removal for this Enlightened Seeker. Yep, drawing this. There's a Soul Marble. It's pretty good. We are basically giving our opponent an extra turn though, where we won't be able to play anything. So he gets an extra turn to draw a card and play things. We actually also come out a resource behind because we can't play resources either. Yeah, when Enlightened Seeker is flipped. So another Genesis Hydra, so that's fine. He's not really gonna, still can't really attack with it. He attacks with his Hydra, we'll probably take it just because, I mean, that probably means he has a trick in hand. I mean, he could have, for one resource, he could have Wild Growth, is what I would expect. Yeah, so I'm expecting Wild Growth here, so I'm just going to take the 4. It's much more important for me to have Jadiim in play than to lose her to Hydra buffed with Wild Growth. So yeah, that attack tells me he has Wild Growth in hand. I'm not sure what else he has in hand though. Probably another troop or something. So we'll swing in and then we'll untap Jadiim here. Actually, I don't even need to untap Jadiim because I know he's got Wild Growth in hand and he's going to swing again. I mean, I guess I stopped the Howling Brave, but... end step, our Enlightened Seeker will full level, which is good. Which is another blocker we'll have for Howling Brave. So that seems fine. I don't think we need to use it just yet. We can save it for Drows. So we'll just go ahead and go to our end step. Draw our card, level up our Enlightened Seeker. We've got a blocker now for his Howling Brave. If he buffs him with Wild Growth, he can't get big enough to stop Transcendent. We're going to take 8 here from these 2 Hydras, because I'm pretty sure he's got Wild Growth. He could give us 3 more, which would be 11, put us at 5. But we can swing back for 20 next turn. Well, for 15. Puts Malice. Gives him +2/+2 this turn. Okay, so we're going to take a little bit more here. So we'll take 10 here. Attacks with Howling Brave, I block it, but I mean, I don't think he will. I think he's just going to swing with the 2 Hydras. Yeah. Not a surprise there. Yeah, so he's running buffs in here to save his guys, and then, like, the damage gets dealt to him and they get bigger. Yeah, seems pretty solid, I guess. So next turn, I can draw removal for one of his Hydras. Yeah, Wild Growth, so that's 6. That's yeah, not a big surprise he has that. So that's 7, 13 damage. Not that I can stop any of it. Takes me down to 3. And a Feral Ogre, sure. Making his incantation a little bit bigger. So the question is what card do we draw here to help the most with our board state? Mariner probably doesn't do very much. Inner Conflict is probably the best thing. Or Solitary Exile, which we can also draw. Versus Victoria doesn't do very much for us right now. Angel of Dawn does nothing for us. King Gabe actually might be a good one here. Yeah, because if we get him, we've got blockers. So we're going to draw our King Gabe here. So we'll go ahead and play our resource. Play King Gabe to give us that. We can swing through and then untap everything, so that seems good. So we'll go ahead and do that. So swing for 14 here. So he should block. Yeah, that's where Transcendent is really like handy at like tutoring out the right answer. The only thing that has Crush is his Ogre, and most likely will be blocking with Bold Heart, so... So we'll go ahead and ready all our guys. Giving him Virtual Vigilance. And, yeah. I mean, he still could have something. If he gets enough Crush damage through, he could do something here, but he's only got 1 card in hand. He already used his Wild Growth. I don't think he's got another one. in hand. I have to block him anyways here, so I mean, if he kills something with Wild Growth here, it's fine because I'm still alive. I basically just don't block with Jadiim and block with everything else. Transcendent takes a lot of damage before, you know, anything can spill over. Plays a resource, he probably should have held on to it at this point in the game and bluffed with it. Plays another guy, he gets his incantation out, which could win him the game, but I don't think he's got another guy here. If he had drawn another dude, then his incantation could come out, and I can't block. Well, actually, I do have 4 blockers, so actually I could block him. So there you go. So it kind of came down to the wire. It's not a bad deck that he's playing here. It seems pretty interesting. I like the Hydra with the buffing. I think that's a good thing. We're definitely going to go ahead and draw out some removal here for him, so we'll just get conflict for one of his guys. Go ahead and play this, and I can actually untap everything again, so I'm going to go ahead and conflict a Hydra here and then swing through, probably with everything except for Bold Heart. Not that he can stop, he really can't stop Jadiim, so let him kill my Transcendent just for yeah, for sure. Okay, so there you go. I think the kids are up, so I need to retire to the I need to retire and